Good afternoon to you. Good afternoon. It's 5:06, and we are live from our Kingdom Financial Group studio here at 5th and State. It's Mondays. It must mean Dean Pepicello, our political guru and the township supervisor for Harbor Creek Township. And I also want to say, moderator of Meet the Press. That's what it always comes to mind.
I don't moderate anything. Are you crazy?
Yeah, there's no moderation from you.
You would be a tremendous moderator. You are. Here.
Oh, my gosh. You're amazing.
Yeah, it's true.
Let's get right to it because, last week was kind of unique on this radio show because we had the regular meeting with the county executive, Brenton Davis. And then, my phone kind of blew up with members of county council, including kind of their primary spokesperson, who is Rock Copeland from the 3rd District. And they're just going back and forth. And you guys in East County are kind of in the middle of this.
I am the middle of it.
Explain this to us, if you would.
We are ground zero for this particular argument. So East County EMS handles high and low level ambulance calls for all of East County now. It's Westerville, Lawrence Park, Harbor Creek, Northeast Borough, and Township.
And when you say high and low level, you mean both basic life support and advanced life support,
It depends on the municipality and what volunteers are in service, but we do both.
Okay.
But every ALS call essentially East County is now. So we've expanded recently and included Northeast Township and Borough, which has been a wonderful partnership. So when you talk about ambulance service in Erie County, I'm telling you, in East Erie County, when you call 911, a trained professional is coming. But what's happened is we now at East County, things are going pretty well, and we're expanding services. We need more personnel, more paramedics, more EMTs, and we need another ambulance. So to do that, EMS is a break-even proposition at best. There is no money in it, end of story. So most of the governments at this point prop it up with some sort of money, some sort of revenue. Everybody will at some point, but it's still very difficult to make capital purchases. So you've seen the county come out and say, "Hey, listen, we believe in EMS, and we're going to." There's been a number of avenues to get there, and it's been contentious. But at the end of the day, I think the county overall supports EMS. So we really didn't want to borrow for a new ambulance if there was grant money available. So we went to ECRA. ECRA gave us $100,000. They were fabulous towards a new ambulance. But a new ambulance with equipment is $300,000. So we then talked to the county, and they encouraged us to apply for what they call a transformational grant, which they say is directly available for EMS, this exact type of thing. West County ALS, West County EMS did the same thing, right? Same exact thing. Got some grant money from ECRA and went to the county in this transformational grant for the same exact thing, for the same exact purpose. So we're like, great idea. So we applied for the same thing. So what we've heard since then now, we applied for $150,000. So the county executive's office, and they said this here on your program, or on this radio station last week, was it's council's problem to fund this. We want, I don't know where the money comes from. I don't know where this transformational grant money is. I don't know how this works out, whatever. But the county executive said to us, go to council. It's council's problem. So I'm guessing the administration, I don't know how all of that works, but on county council's agenda for their finance meeting on Thursday was this $150,000. And they debated it. County council says they have already allocated this money for this type of purpose, maybe not specifically for this, and that the county executive is sitting on the money. The county executive says, no, that's not the case. I've allocated this money somewhere else. You grant them the money out of the general fund. And Rock Copeland said at the finance meeting, which I attended, he looked at the administration. It wasn't Davis, but somebody else was there from the administration. He said, you could write the check right now. You can write this check to them right now. You don't have to go through the monies. We've already allocated this money.
And that's what Rock told me on Thursday, is that the money is sitting there. Yeah.
He said, when you run out of the money we've already allocated, then come back to us and we'll have a conversation. But you can write them a check today. So we've got this staring match, for lack of a better term, that I'll use. In the meantime, and now certainly the county executive did not pull any punches in his criticism of county council, saying you're going to risk lives. Here we are in the middle, just literally trying to save lives, and we are almost every day. we're just trying to do the right thing. We know the money's there. It's a matter of where's it going to come from? And we kind of want them to figure it out and get it paid because we'd like to order this ambulance, put on more crews, save more lives. It's that simple. So we're kind of stuck in the middle of this tug of war, but that's where we're at.
Just for, I'm still not making the math work. Do you guys have 50 G's to finish this off?
No,
or?
we'll borrow the rest, or
You
we'll
borrow,
do whatever we
okay.
have to. Yeah, we'll finance whatever we have to do. We have to have some skin in the game, too. We understand that.
Okay, so... So I'm confused on if there's money there or not. I mean, why is it having to come from council?
Rock Copeland said there's money there. Council said he wasn't alone in the meeting. I know he said here on this radio station. He said the money's there. I've never heard from the county administration, from the county executive's office, that the money is there, quote unquote. I don't know that. I don't know where this money. I have no idea. I don't know who's got the money. County executive. Somebody write us a check so we can save some lives, because everybody has said they support this. They did it in West County. Okay. And I'll play this game for a while. Like, okay, like we'll get caught in the middle and it's fine. But they better figure it out.
Yeah.
What I don't want to happen is nobody writes us a check. I mean, listen, we'll do what we have to do. If we have to go finance it, that we have no choice. Like, we have to expand. We have a duty to save lives, and we'll do it. But the county has come forward to us and said, we want to do this. We want to help. They did it in West County. So why all of a sudden is it this staring match here in East County? I don't know. I don't know if there are politics involved. I don't know if it's about the allocation of money. Clearly the money is there, and everyone says it's coming, but I don't know from whom.
Yeah, it is a head scratcher, and it makes me... I always look at things from a 30,000-foot view. I mean, to me, this doesn't look, and I think I told this to Rock. I'm like, this doesn't look good. You know? I mean, when people are trying to decide whether to do business in Erie County, if you can't get your act together, and that, kind of a pox on all their houses, if the administration cannot work with the legislature to figure it out so that lives are saved, what are we doing here?
It's got to be politics. There has to be politics.
Yeah,
Everybody says,
don't give Davis a win.
I don't know. I'm not saying that. Or force council to a no vote, right? Because they're going to say, we already gave you the money. And they didn't. Honestly, they didn't take it off the table or whatever their legislative action is. So they didn't take any action on it. They did not vote on giving us the money. They didn't say no. They said, we're not even going to take it up. Administration, go back. We already told you have money.
Okay.
So there's something at play that I don't understand, but they're risking lives at this moment.
All right, let's get to a phone call here. Hi, you're live with Dino and Joel on Talk Erie.
Whoa. Going after Brenton in an election cycle.
I'm not going after anybody. I'm not going after anybody.
The last time I heard this is when Brian Shank was running for sheriff, and the Erie News Now did a hit piece on him on Election Day. I hope
it was actually Go Erie that did the hit piece, by the way.
Well, okay, well,
yeah, but we're not going out. No, we're trying to figure. We're trying to figure this out.
Media. Let's say the fake media. But anyhow, maybe the fake media will talk about Brenton Davis' opponent and her criminal record today. Maybe we can get a little bit of that in there. But hey, Dino.
Yes, sir.
I don't get a chance to talk to your buddy Brian much anymore, but if you talk to him, I want to congratulate him on coming in top 3 here for this Erie Choice Award. You know, he might not have won sheriff, but there could be a new sheriff in town. Have a good day.
Okay. What am I supposed to read from that?
Which one?
The new sheriff in town.
I don't know.
Okay.
It's not I don't know. I don't think that has to do with me.
Yeah.
I don't like I don't want to appear like I'm attacking either side on this issue, by the way. But we're stuck in the middle. That none of this is unknown at this point. Like, I think both sides have said their story, right? Rock Copeland was here saying, hey, we gave the administration authority to hand out this check. And Brent Davis has made his point. He thinks it's council's problem. So,
right.
I mean, none of this is a secret. We're kind of stuck in the middle right now.
Yeah. And, and again, the hope is that that there could be a conversation, whether that needs to, from whomever from the administration to whomever from council, to say, okay, let's see if we can get this ambulance going here.
I
mean, we just had the announcement for the West County.
County.
Right? That was very recent, wasn't it?
I think we'll be incredibly disappointed if and this operation has been going on 5 years, right?
Yeah.
We have grown this operation. We're doing exactly what the county has wanted, which I mean, I Brent Davis clearly wanted countywide EMS. That was never going to play. It was never going to have support. There is no way somebody's going to vote for a fee increase to do it. Any of those things. We're solving the problem in East County, right? We've taken all these municipalities. The problem is solved when you call 911. So now we're going to grow, right? So if you make the promise out there to West County and deliver all of that money and then not to East County, that would look peculiar to us. Like that would, where we've been doing it. We solved the problem long before everybody else solved the problem. Probably with MPS and Mill Creek's been going, and Emergent Care obviously has been there a long time. But we have set the model. They have promised us the money. They have given money to West County. So we would expect at this point that somebody delivers. I'll be curious if no one does, because we'll go scorched earth a little bit because we've been promised. It's fine. Rock Copeland and I've had this conversation. He thinks, and he's right, EMS is a local level decision. It is, right? And we have done this at the local level. We have funded it. We have figured out the model. It works. But the county set aside money for this purpose because they believe in it. They can do that. That's fine. That's awesome. I'm very appreciative. You did it in West County. What's the holdup now in East County?
I've heard the county executive talk about the $2.5 million for EMS, and I'm wondering if this is around that of wanting the whole enchilada, and not moving until that happens. Again, it's very difficult for me.
Me too.
To try to keep the balance sheet.
I don't know. I don't know it either. And then you've got money that's subject to lawsuits, right? So maybe held up currently. All I know is council said, "Hey, county executive, you still have money. We gave you money 2 years ago that you haven't spent. That's exactly for this purpose. You did it for West County. Do the same thing. Write them a check." The county executive saying, "Nope. It's council's problem. Figure it out. It's got to come out of the general fund." So I don't know, but we're stuck in the middle at the moment.
Do you really think, though, that? I mean, again, do you really think that council's going to? I mean, Rock even said it. At this point, it's personal. Do you think they're going to give any benefit, any W's to the executive during the election year? I mean, it's really got. I mean, this is wrestling.
But they
politics.
did. But they did. So let's play out the politics.
Okay.
Of it. So let's assume that what council said, "Hey, County Executive Davis, you have the money. Go write the check." Then why doesn't he write the check? Why doesn't he come out and hand out the check? Because I'll put my arm around the dude and go, "Thank you for the $150,000 which you promised. You're saving lives. Thank you." Then he leaves council out of it. So they gave him the win at that meeting by saying, "Go hand out the check." Mm-hmm. So that's not the issue, right? That's not the issue. Why isn't the county executive doing that? Like, why wouldn't he take the win? He can have the win today, but hasn't. Okay. So I don't know the financial makeup.
We don't know the financial.
I don't know
of that.
Maybe
we got to get to the bottom of that.
Maybe that money isn't there. I'm just telling you what council said at the finance meeting.
All right.
So I don't like being in the middle, man.
I'm sure that's very uncomfortable.
I want to be on one end or the other doing the pulling.
Let's figure out to get a mutual win and keep saving lives here. Back in a bit here, 5:20. Dean is with us here. It's Talk Erie. 522, it's Talk Erie and the Joel Natale Show. We're talking politics with Dean Pepicello. Again, the only guy in the room that has actually put on a campaign, won multiple times. There's a lot to be said about that. What do you think about these municipal races this year? I mean, you got kind of a pretty competitive race out in Mill Creek, right? You've got big race, I think, in Summit.
There is. That is.
I mean, that'll probably be, dozens of votes.
Yeah.
Right?
Come down to?
Yes.
Yeah, probably less than 100. That wouldn't surprise me. That'll be an interesting race.
I'm not sure the cities will be much of a surprise.
We'll see.
We'll see.
The Republican city council candidates have worked pretty hard.
They are working very hard. Yes.
And united, that if they don't win a seat or more, it won't be from lack of effort, and I admire that. Most rookies don't put in the work. They're just stunned at how much work it really takes to win.
Sure.
So, I mean, we'll see. It would be an upset, but they're putting all the work in. There's no doubt about that. Summit is right. The Mill Creek change of government is a huge one for me.
Yeah, the Government Study Commission and all that.
Yeah, those factions are at war.
So now, all you've heard was the voice of the Study Commission say, we got to change. And now you're getting the huge pushback.
Yep.
Kim Clear's kind of pushing that. Grant Philbeck is kind of a new voice. I saw he was on television. He's probably going to be on this channel.
They have a public hearing tonight or a public meeting tonight.
Public meeting tonight.
Yeah,
so,
at Bell Valley.
So now the blowback is happening with the Government Study Commission.
Yeah, it's more. They make it out to be this is just about the correct form of government. For a township the size of Mill Creek. I get that argument. It's much more to do with how they feel about their current supervisors and the decisions that have been made, the big projects, the community center, the Gateway project, all of those. It's a factor. You won't hear both sides say it. The truth is, it is. I mean, politics is of the here and now.
I mean, think about how many school district fights there have been in Mill Creek.
Right.
And have they always kind of centered around how much the school costs, or fixing up the ball field, or some other capital investment that taxpayers are like, I don't want to do that, or the blowback of that is, you're not supporting our teachers and all.
Yeah.
Mill Creek is just a fascinating and kind of a toxic political environment. It just is.
It is, and it has been for years. They are rarely happy. I'm not saying it's the people's fault,
right?
But that is an accurate assessment of Mill Creek, and it's a very tough place to figure, right? They're rarely happy.
It should be very purple. You would think it's kind of.
I think it is
registration down the middle there.
Yeah, I don't know actually what their registration is, but their political attitude is absolutely purple,
right?
And can change in a hurry. It's a fascinating place. I'd love to. Eventually, just to learn about it. I'd love to run a race out there, just to see what it's like to get out there and get into that and talk to those people. But I think you'll learn a lot about that. That one fascinates me. I think that'll be a close one too. The change of
Tell
government.
me about the county races, real quick. As far as county council, we've got Jim Wirtz. Will he finally get elected? You think?
Well, I mean, listen, if you were gambling, you'd look at the makeup.
I can't remember who's
Venditti?
Yeah, running against Venditti.
Winarski end up with an opponent?
He's got that one fellow who kind of won as kind of a write-in, right? On the Republican side.
Happened.
Yeah,
I think
he was a Democratic candidate that won as a write-in.
It was really at the finance committee meeting talking about Jim. I think it's probably a race he wins. He really is fairly popular. But it was funny when you look at I've been in a lot of rooms with elected officials, and it can be very difficult sometimes. And that was a contentious one. You had a contentious issue at that finance meeting, but clearly Charlie Bale, Ellen Showerman, right, have this bond, I think this ideology bond. I'm not saying who's right or wrong.
Yeah.
Clearly Copeland and Drexel are connected, right? And Andre Horton kind of does his own thing, right? When he did speak, it really wasn't about the topic at hand. It was about some other things that were important to him. And I like Jim Wynorski a lot. Like I like him, and I like his decision making a lot. I really do. But you could tell like nobody's happy with Jim. You know what I mean? Like neither side is. The Democrats are mad because he sides with the Davis administration sometimes, and the Republicans are like, you're not here all the time, and you're a Democrat anyway. So what the heck? So you could feel, to me, you could feel a little bit of that. In it, and that comes with politics, and it's okay. But it was really interesting.
I got 2 minutes before the bottom. What do you think about? Is this county executive race just going to turn nasty now? Again?
Yeah. Everything changed here over the weekend. Clearly, it came out that that Vogel has some sort of record. I'm not a lawyer nor a cop, but apparently it came out. Obviously, Davis has his things, which I think have been well documented. Again, I will go back to the fact that the Davis campaign, I'm not saying prop Vogel up, but ran ads for her saying she's anti-Trump. That is appealing to Democrats. That just is, right? Now, I'm not saying that's the opponent he wanted, but it was a strategy that worked for Shapiro, right? I don't know what the reasoning is. Clearly, when you go out and tell Democrats this person is anti-Trump, they're probably going to support that person. That's just a political strategy. So was this all on the docket all along? Was this the plan? Is this the opponent they think they're better matched up? But I think it's about to get ugly. Yeah, there's no doubt in that. It took a turn. You're going to see it heat up now or after Labor Day. Right. I mean, you're under 2 months at this point. I think this one's going to be nasty. I don't think you're not going to see $1 million in that race.
I was going to say, are you going to see the outside money?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I don't think that's the case. They're both trying to raise money locally. I don't think it'll be $1 million race this time. I bet it'll be half that is my guess, which is more traditional for county executive. I don't think you'll see. I'm not sure. I mean, Democrats would love to flip the seat, but I'm not sure they're willing to have outside money come in to do that again.
Remember, you're dealing in a context where turnout just is never going to be significant. Again, that race will be a couple thousand votes.
Oh,
out of 100 and
probably
out of 100 and what is it? It's like 130,000 registered voters.
Right.
It's going to be who gets the turnout and who knocks on the doors and all the things. Our political guru is with us here, Dean Pepicello. Stay with us. It's Talk Erie and the Joel Natale Show. Back live with Dean Pepicello in our Kingdom Financial Group studio here at 5th and State. Our phone number 814-679-1080. And Dino, let's talk Harrisburg a little bit here. And this crazy budget. Are you guys getting impacted yet? You probably won't. It's like Harbor Creek School District, though, for sure.
It sounds that way. The school districts are. So we're not at this point.
Now, last time I talked to Representative Mirsky, he said, we're not going to do anything until mid-September anyway. So are they? I think they're getting back to work, and they'll figure this out.
You'll see it soon. They're not stupid. They're politicians, but they're not stupid. Well, regardless, said the politician. They're going to get it done. Like if school districts, they know how long exactly they can get away with it. They know that people could borrow money in the short term, and the world doesn't end. I don't think it goes on much longer. Somebody will blink. All
right, let's talk about the Department of War.
Nice.
You like it?
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah,
does America?
He does focus a lot on branding, doesn't he? That's kind of Trump's deal. That's his secret deal. He likes the brand stuff.
For 175 years, it was the Department of War. You know that?
I get it.
Right?
Yeah.
So what's the? I don't know. He says he wants to go on offense. I don't. I think it's kind of cool. Here's why. I like history. I like nostalgia. I like the founding of this country. I think all of those things were thought through with significance and have a certain importance. So do I think he does it because he knows full well that, what Edward Stanton or something was the Secretary of War for Abraham Lincoln? No, I think he wants to sound tough.
Yeah.
But I don't, it's fine with me. It was forever. What's the problem? Well, I don't know why it was changed anyways.
Yeah, I'm sure it has something to do with the Cold War of basically saying, we're going to be defense first, and not mingle into all of these, which of course we did mingle into all of the all the little spats out there.
True. I like the Department of War more than I like the Gulf of America.
Okay.
Like I give
legitimacy. I don't mind the Gulf of America.
No, I think that's kind of a troll.
Well,
thing.
It's all trolling, isn't it?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of it, so I'm good with it. Hey, you can say anything you want about Donald Trump. His stance on law and order has been very clear, right?
Wow.
Maybe you're against it, but you know exactly where he stands.
Well, and it's hard to be against it. Like, again, he's a results-oriented situation here, and so you're saying on one end like that this is authoritarianism, yet the poor mayor of D.C. is like, oh yeah, we need the federal government to come in now and do Union Station. They own it. It is basically kind of deteriorated into a crime-infested horror.
It's interesting. I've talked to people in D.C. So you talk to a Republican in D.C. who's pro-Trump, and it's like, man, this was needed, and it's cleaned up, and we haven't had a murder in a month, or whatever their numbers are, right? You talk to a Democrat. These National Guard members don't even want to be here. They're guarding the Lincoln Memorial. Give me a break. They think it's a joke. They're standing around doing nothing. So the perspective is really different depending on who you talk to down there.
I wonder, as far as the results are concerned, Dean, how much of this is about freeing up the Metropolitan Police Department to actually do police work, because they were 800 members short. The police union guy said that. How much of it is that, and how much of it is that Pam Bondi has taken over some of the prosecution, and that they're actually locking, criminals up, and that's remember what happened here in Erie, again on a small scale. The FBI comes in, they do this massive raid, some 60 people are locked up, and all of a sudden our crime numbers fall off a cliff because we put the criminals in jail.
Funny how that works, huh? I think it's all those things. I also think it's optics for a guy like Trump.
Right.
I think it's optics, but I think all of those things are true. I don't see it as authoritarian. Even Trump addressed this the other day because he was asked this.
He said, I would want to be authoritarian.
Yeah, well, yes. Of course. But his point was, listen, we're not there as the police. We are simply there to help them do their job. We are there to back them up. So that's the legal.
So why is Chicago so against this? I mean, they're protesting in the streets and And the
some.
governor's just really trolling and just
the governor can't look. The governor and the mayor can't look weak, right? So
Right.
they look weak, and then they round up their protesters. They're going to do that, and they're going to do it with this whole Trump's taking over the world. Don't let that happen. You get a few protesters out there, but I'll bet if you ask the average Chicagoan, they'd be like, "Yeah, cool. It's a rough place. Don't they have that whole 2-3 square blocks they call
like no-go zone? Yeah,
yeah. It's an atrocious, dangerous place. It's working. I think it's working.
Right.
And I think the average person doesn't think it's authoritarian. They might raise their eyebrows because it's Trump, but they probably think to themselves that probably works.
I mean, carjackings in D.C. fell 90%.
Right.
That was a real legitimate problem, and it was high profile. Like big shots were getting their cars jacked.
Right. No, it works. I don't get the argument is they don't want Trump to have a win. You don't want Trump to have a win.
Well, he's not running again, though.
Doesn't matter. That doesn't matter to them. They don't want him to have a win.
Right.
Number one. It's just most important. Anytime they can, even when he's right, and I'm not saying he's right all the time or handles things correctly all the time, but even when he gets things right, and the country is probably better because of his policies, they still fight him. It's not a very good look, and I don't think it's helping them politically on the Democratic side.
No,
they still don't have a leader. Wes Moore announced over the weekend he's not going to
do it.
I think would have been a tremendous candidate. Very, very difficult to beat. Said he's not going to do it, going to stay as governor. An interesting strategy. I wonder what that strategy is, because sometimes you fly too close to the sun, you become Kamala Harris, and she was vice president, but you fly too close to the sun, you take the big risk, and you lose, when she could have maybe had better routes as California governor or staying as a senator, or who knows. So
I think being a United States senator that's 100 of the very best jobs on the planet.
No doubt.
There is nothing better, and certainly even president is not better than being a U.S. senator. Let's grab another phone call. Hey, welcome to the conversation. You're live on Talk Erie.
Dean, congratulations on the Wingstop restaurant. When can I stop for wings?
I'm hoping in the next few months. The more we learn about this place, holy cow, is it nice.
There's a lot of people that love that brand. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've had it out west, and they're decent, good wing. They know what they're doing.
Good
type situation.
Good to hear. Thank you.
My other is between Water Street and Route 538 or whatever it is, all the way down to Harbor Creek High School. Is that going to turn into the east-west Peach Street? Is that one of the... Go ahead.
I'm sorry, Joe. On Route 20, you mean?
Yes, Route 20.
I'm going to say no, and I've been saying no 20 years, because I ran on this issue 20 years ago, and people brought this up, that they wanted growth, but they didn't want another Peach Street, and I agree. There's two reasons. We still don't have the traffic, people, and median income that major developers are looking for. So we're not going to grow like Summit and Mill Creek grew. Erie County's still going the wrong direction in population. So we have all of those issues. But the main one is the railroad tracks are there on the north side. You just don't have the ability on Route 20 to grow into a depth that would make it a Peach Street. So no, I think 50 years from now, Buffalo Road might have grown a little bit, but it'll look very much like it looks today. Thanks,
Joe. I'm going to keep moving. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it.
Sure enough.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, man.
Adios.
Thank you, bud.
There's some good wins though that keep on happening out in Harbor Creek, which is
sometimes it's 2 steps forward and 1 step back, but it's still moving forward. Wingstop's a big deal to us because it's a national chain. All the national chains say the same thing. They're sitting in their development offices in Orlando or Vegas or LA or New York, and they're saying you don't have enough money, you don't have enough people, you don't have enough traffic. So when a Wingstop or Chipotle make those kind of decisions, it makes us feel like we're getting closer, and we are, and it's been a lot of work. At the same time, you have Walgreens closed and Rite Aid closed because that's just those things happen, and they get replaced by a Goodwill, and it's not always a win in Erie County, Pennsylvania, right? But I think we've done it better than most, I hope.
Yeah.
It's a struggle, though.
You guys are working hard. Before we run out of time, I want to ask you about what your strategy would be to beat the Democratic nominee for New York mayor. He's giving a lot of people a lot of achta. What was it, Mandabi? Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, right now, the other opponents are not willing to get out so that one, like say, like Andrew Cuomo, rises to the top. So we could literally have a very radical Democratic socialist running the most populated city in America. Doesn't that affects us all? Does it not? I mean, if we want to visit New York, and if it turns back into 70s Manhattan, where you don't feel comfortable walking down Broadway.
I think it's going to happen. I mean, he has a commanding lead. No one will get out. The strategy right now you're seeing on Fox News, they talk about two things every day. It's everyone's unsafe, right? Or it's Nami, whatever his name is, right? There is a full court press to call this guy out for who he is. He doubled down over the weekend with Bernie Sanders, or whenever they had the rally or whatever, right? So he's doubling down. He's going to win. If no one gets out, he's going to win. Sluba's got to get out, and Eric Adams, one of those two, has got to get out. Leaving
so that Cuomo could get the votes.
I don't think it's going to happen. I think it's New York City. I think another thing. Here's an interesting take, and I want to see where things go. The older Democrats in this country have had it with their party. They have had it. I think that it's likely now that there will be a radical nominee for Democrat for president. I think that they're not going to fight this thing going in New York City. I think they realize they need to bottom out because this party...
You're saying the older Democrats, the kind of the Kennedy Democrats.
Yep, they want to get beat. They want this party to continue to go left. They want it to go socialist. They, I think, want the normal people, quote unquote, in this country to see what these policies will do to the country, because they're not going to win the primaries at this point. And this guy wins in New York City. I think they have said, okay, you win. Left-wing part of this party, you got it, and let's see what happens. And then they think it will fail because socialism will fail. That's going to happen, and then they can rebuild that party. I think the Democrat Party nationally is in that bad
Why
spot.
isn't Bill Clinton weighing in on something like this?
He's a dinosaur now, right? Who's listening to Bill Clinton? They're not. The kids aren't going to listen to him. They're not. You think AOC is going to listen to Bill Clinton?
I mean, JFK would not recognize this party.
Nope. And I think they've said, okay, you have it your way. You're going to win anyways, so we're going to let you do this. We're going to let you win. We're not fighting you anyway. And I think that's what you're seeing in New York City. Okay, the dude's got 44% or whatever it was in the last poll. I forget. It's a crazy number. Again, I know it's split four ways, but okay, have at it. Run socialism in New York City, and let's let everyone see what it's like, and then we can rebuild the party. I think that's going on with this national party in this country. It's amazing to me.
Let's do a little foreign policy here. Trump is giving like a heavy ultimatum to Hamas. They have absolutely no compunction. There's no carrot there for them. They're level. The IDF is leveling Gaza City. It looks horrific. I mean, it's a nightmare over in Gaza, but there doesn't seem to be any kind of solving this.
No, Israel's made up their mind. Again, a terrorist attack again today on innocent civilians, right? From Palestinians, from Hamas. No, they've made up their mind. They will fight until this is over. So
does Trump have any hand here, though?
No, man. I don't think. I think that there's nothing he can do at this point in that one, and there's certainly nothing he can do in Ukraine, Russia. That changed again over the weekend. They bombed Kiev, right? A government building now. Putin is thumbing his nose at everyone. At this point, I think Trump has no say. He has no influence in this thing. And I'm telling you right now, the Europeans are scrambling because it is time, I think, it is time for the Europeans to get involved militarily, or Russia's going to overrun this country, I think, and then they're going to overrun the next country and the next country. I don't think Putin is going to stop. And if the Europeans don't defend themselves, I think they're in big trouble. I think that's changed a lot here over the weekend as well.
Let's sneak one more call in. I got about 20 seconds, caller. Go ahead.
Well, I don't know if you guys are big Tucker Carlson fans, but did you hear Tucker Carlson, speaking of Hamas, he said, well, Hamas is more of a political organization, whatever. That's exactly how he said it.
Oh, jeez.
But Hamas is a political organization, whatever. I was like, are you serious?
Wow.
Anyway, I'll let you guys talk that over.
Okay.
See ya.
Thanks, man. No, Hamas is a homicidal organization. They killed thousands.
I said it here 2 weeks ago. Imagine Pennsylvania being surrounded by everyone who hates us. They have no choice. I believe they want a home for the Palestinians. I don't think the Israelis have any issue with those people. It's simply been with Hamas and the way they want them all dead. I don't know what else they do. Wow. I think they're committed to ending this on their terms, on Israel's terms.
You know what I don't like about where the narrative is right now is that we're still we're probably going to bounce up the debt level and there's no serious conversation going on about balancing the budget or like kind of fixing things domestically right now.
Social Security and Defense take a huge part, and if you're not going to change either of those, and they can't, it limits what you can do.
Thank you, Dean.
Sure.
It is 5:54. It's Talk Erie and the Joel and Natalie Show.